for your family and your children. Sometimes you have to, what has happened to the church that men cannot weep and wrestle for their families. Sometimes you have to wrestle and weep for the call of God that is upon your life. Sometimes you have to wrestle and weep for the ministry that God has for you, for the business, for the career. It's not always easy. You can't always be laid back about it. But sometimes you have to shed tears for your family. And sometimes you have to wrestle and weep for your marriage. All night long until the match between a man and an angel was declared a draw, a tie. This is an amazing thing, because Psalms chapter 8 said that God has made man a little lower than the angels. It said that we're not in the same weight category. We're not in the same class. We're not in the same dimension as angels. Angels are more mighty. Angels are supernatural and we're natural. And yet a natural man, because of his desperation, wrestled with a supernatural angel. Even though Psalms 120 says, "Bless the Lord, ye angels, which excel in strength." Angels excel in strength. One angel in the Old Testament slew 185,000 Assyrian soldiers in one night. One angel excelled in strength. And yet a mere man wrestled with a supernatural being. And the Bible said it was a draw. It was a tie. Neither one won. How could this be? How can a man who is a mere human being wrestle with a supernatural angel and fight so resistantly this angel until the angel does not win and prevail against him? I'll tell you why. I believe it was because he was not wrestling for fun. He was not just wrestling for bragging rights, but he understood that it was a desperate situation, that his family, his children, his grandchildren, his future, his destiny was wrapped up in this wrestling match. And so desperate people can do things that other people who are laid back cannot do. You see, if you have a casual state of mind, you don't get anything from God. At some point you have to learn how to wrestle. At some point you have to become desperate. At some point you have to become desperate. Stories of people, men who came upon an accident, and perhaps there was a woman who was pinned under a car, or a child who was pinned under a car, and the car was on fire, and it was a desperate situation. And even though the person may not have been big physically, they walk over, and because of the desperateness of the situation, they somehow picked the car up just long enough to pull the pinned person out. So is the case with this story in Jacob. The reason that he had the power to wrestle and bring to a draw the angel that he was wrestling was because he was so desperate. And what I'm trying to get you to understand this morning is we must somehow get that desperation back in our heart, that when we come to church we don't have a casual state of mind. Oh, that heaven has is ours. Healing is available. Prosperity is available. Joy is available. A happy marriage is available. Successful life is available. But it does not come when you just attend church with a casual state of mind. But there must be that spirit of Jacob that says, I am so desperate for God to heal my home, for God to give me my purpose, for God to cause me to go to the next level, that I will not be content and casual about my life, but I will wrestle and I will weep and I will struggle my way through to a breakthrough. God, you see the problem? God says the problem's not the problem. I want to get Jacob out of Jacob. You think the problem, you're begging God to deal with Esau, and God's saying change, 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 change. God, if you would change them, we would have a happy marriage. And God says, I got to get the Jacob out of Jacob if you're going to have a happy marriage. God says, I love you so much. I believe in your usefulness and potential so much. I so desire you to reach your full potential that I will send struggle after struggle after struggle to make you change, because I know when you're comfortable, you won't change one bit. So the reason God allows struggle, listen to me carefully, pressure, weeping, and wrestling with issues, is not to defeat you. It's not to destroy you. It's not to hurt you. It's not to crush you. But He allows the struggle, just enough struggle, to ensure change. Change. I hear that in my spirit. In the middle of the wrestling, Jacob recognizes that this is not just a normal struggle, but this struggle has spiritual implications. I know there's not a demon under every bush and everything's, I know we live in a natural world and things just happen, but I'm going to tell you something. There are some struggles we get in because the enemy knows our destiny is at stake, our future is at stake, our family is at stake, our kids are at stake, our marriage, and there are spiritual implications going on with the struggles that you're going through. That's why you cannot quit. That's why you cannot back up. That's why you cannot say, I can't take it anymore, because just beyond the struggle, this is what Jacob saw. Right in the middle of the conflict, it dawned on him, there's more that's going on than the struggles that I'm in. There is a blessing attached to this struggle. And he turned to the angel and he said, while I'm in my struggle, I recognize I have God's attention. Now I want you to know, if you're in a struggle, you get God's attention. And he said to the angel, when the angel said, let me go, he said, I will not. The only way you're going to get out of here is if you put the blessing on me that's supposed to come out of the struggle. I hear the Lord saying, there's a blessing coming out of the struggle. There's a blessing coming out of the fight. There's a blessing. Don't quit now. Don't say, back up and receive a lesser dream. The struggle is for the blessing. And so we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with principalities and powers, rulers of wickedness. I've wrestled with those spirits through the years. I've seen hooded figures, dark figures come in my room. I've seen the prince of darkness come against me, wake me up. I've seen these things. I know it's real. There is a struggle. You don't get it without the wrestling. You say, I'm not a preacher, the devil doesn't bother me. Well, he never kicks a dead horse. But I'm going to tell you something. The only people the devil bothers are people that bother him. If your business bothers him, if what you do bothers him, he's going to bother you. That's why you ought to shout it. You got to struggle more on. It means you're giving the devil hell. Children, you're not going to get my calling. You're not going to get my usefulness. You're not going to get my purpose. Sometimes you got to wrestle and meet for your children. We've got to become more aggressive in receiving from the Lord. Jacob said, I will not let you go until you bless me. Where is your aggression? Where is your hunger? Where is your desperation? You only live one time. You only have 89 years, 100 maybe. What are you going to do? You don't get your destiny by having a casual state of mind. You must become passionate. You must become intense. You must become desperate. You must wrestle. You must go after it. You must read this book. You must pray. You must fast. You must work.